Hi there, Danny here. Welcome to my ramblings. So, I didn't put out a video yesterday. I did make one, but I wasn't really happy with it. So, I'll share with you some of yesterday and what had happened. On my way to work, I stopped to get gas and some other essentials for being in my car for the next 10 hours. And there was a gentleman on the side of the road in a minivan with a sign that said, "Please help with gas." And he was sitting on the back of the bumper with his head in his hands. And I felt so horrible. I wouldn't want to be in that position. So I went ahead and pumped my gas. And I went in and got my essentials that I needed for the day. And I came back out and I walked over there and I asked him if he had enough gas to get to the pump, and he said yes. And I said, okay, I'll fill up your tank. So I filled up his tank yesterday. I'm not sharing this with you because I want accolades or kudos. I'm simply sharing it with you because I'm a firm believer in what goes around comes around, and what you put out there comes back to you. So while we were standing there pumping the gas, we had a nice little conversation, but I felt so bad that he wouldn't look at me. He kept his head down. You could tell that he had shame. And I really, really felt bad for that because there should have been no shame. And the reason that I'm sharing this story with you is because a lot of people think that when there's a homeless person or there's somebody who's begging for some sort of help, that they're either some type of a loser or potentially a drug addict. Well, if you believe in what you put out there comes back to you, and what goes around comes around, essentially, don't you have to still do it? Because once that money or that tank of gas or something else leaves your hands, that then becomes their go around, come back around. That then becomes their, what they put out there comes back to them. I essentially do it because, well, it gives me the warm fuzzies inside. I feel good doing it, but and I wouldn't want to be put in that situation. There have been times where a car's broken down on the side of the road, and strangers came to my aid. And so I truly, back when I was younger, believed that you pay it forward. So that's what I do. I'm sharing this with you in hopes that maybe it might open your heart to help somebody out too. If I don't have the means to help them, I don't do it. But if I have the means, I will always help somebody in need. That's just who I am. And I hope you all can be like that too. So as the day progressed, I went into Sephora for a double order. And I got my order and I'm walking through the mall, heading back to the car, getting ready to go deliver this order. And this gentleman stops me. Two young guys, they were standing outside. It kind of looked like a salon, but it wasn't a salon. It had some word that I didn't quite know what it meant, but it wasn't a salon. It was a beauty place. It was for facials and things like that. So the one guy says to me, and I was wearing all purple yesterday, and he says, "Hey, lady in the purple." And I go walking over there, and he says to me, his sales pitch, he says, "Oh, let me show you this." He goes, "We've got the perfect product for dark circles and wrinkles under your eyes." And I looked at him totally shocked, totally straight faced. And I said, "Are you trying to tell me something?" And this poor kid looked at me in total shock, like, no, as people age, they kind of take it, poorly, and it affects them. And I laughed and I said, "Well, it doesn't affect me." I said, "My gray hairs and my wrinkles, I've earned every single one of them." I said, "And my wrinkles don't bother me because they prove a lifetime of laughter. And that I won't be ashamed of." So he proceeds to tell me about this other cream and everything else. And I'm not buying into the sales pitch because well, I'm really not into the whole beauty thing. I don't like the way it feels on my face. I'm just, it's just not me. And so his friend that's working there comes walking up. Well, doesn't it feel great? And I looked over at him and I said, no, it feels like you put some sort of little sticker under my eye here. So he tries to explain that, oh, it looks so much better, blah, 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 blah. And they show me in the mirror. It doesn't look any different than the other side. Except for now, I feel like I have this really light sticker underneath my eye, and it's driving me insane. So, so I tell them, I gotta go, I gotta get this delivery done, I gotta take care of this stuff. And they said, well, you need to come back. I said, no, I'm good, thank you. So I won't be going into the mall walking past that store again. But the reason I shared that story with you was for the simple fact that I think that we shouldn't walk around with shame. I, it we're gonna age. There's nothing wrong with that. And the truth is, I kind of like being older. I'm almost 50, and the truth is, I'm way more comfortable in my skin and who I am now than I ever have been in my whole life. And we're talking about fear. So this is part of fear. The things that women or men or whoever have fear over, you shouldn't fear it. There's nothing wrong with getting older. I'm loving every minute of it. I really don't care what people think anymore. I'm way more at peace. With that said, I wish you all peace. Hope to see you back here again. Have a nice night.